Welcome, everybody. Look at this crowd. This is fantastic.
I love
Welcome.
it.
It's been a couple weeks since we've been on, so I'm really happy to see everybody. And just as a little note for you, a couple of you I see are logged in twice. If you're logged in on two devices, it might create an echo. So if you think there's something wrong with your audio, you might want to log out and log back in on just one device. And hopefully it won't be a problem for too many, but they're still coming in. We have a whole big audience here. It's very exciting.
Yay.
Hi, Patrick. It's nice to see you again. All right, so just a couple notes, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We're still letting everyone get in there. Um, Quick notes for you. I'm going to be handling questions as we go. So if you got a question, you can throw it either in the chat or the Q&A, whichever is more convenient for you. We'll answer it as we go. And I know we said we weren't going to record this, but we did get special permission to record this. So now this will be on our YouTube channel tomorrow. So if you're missing it or if you had to log out early, don't you worry. You can still see it tomorrow and you can hear about all the specials we have because we're going to be emailing you all with some great deals as well.
But don't leave. If you're already here,
Don't leave.
don't leave.
Don't leave. Look at this. We have a whole, it's still going up. Lots of people here joining us. So let's put on a show for him, Jenny.
Yeah.
I love it. So today we are talking about the celebrity solstice. Some of you may remember about a year ago, Jenny and I were here to talk to you about all the things that were being redesigned. They were in the process, they had not been implemented yet. So now this is our part two, if you will. And we are going to be following up to show you what real photos look like of all the new venues, the new suites, the new restaurants, and all the exciting things that you can now do on board because there's a lot of change. It was a big change, a very welcome change to a fan favorite ship. So without further ado, Jenny, go ahead and take us away.
Thank you. Well, let me go ahead and share my screen. This will just take me a quick second and get my presentation pulled up for us to have a look at. Okay, there we go. Are we good? You can see
Nope,
it to me?
we got there you go. Now we're good.
All right, fantastic. Well, I am Jenny Hall. I'm a key account manager with Celebrity Cruises, and I work very, very closely with Tawny and Julie and their team. And it's my job to support them as they support you. So I'm super excited with Tawny and we are such a great team. We love doing these together. To talk to you about all the exciting changes that we have made to the Celebrity Solstice. She is essentially a new ship at this point. I've got a little video to show you just to kind of give you a taste of some of the things we're going to talk about, and then we'll start diving into the details. So, yes, we have done so many exciting things on this beautiful ship. One of them is adding new restaurants, and the one you see on your screen here, Trattoria Rosa. This is pretty unusual. Typically, when a ship goes into dry dock and has renovations, you might improve what's already there, but it's very, very unusual to add a new restaurant that cannot be found anywhere else in the fleet. Currently, the Celebrity Solstice is the only ship in our entire fleet where you can enjoy this wonderful Italian restaurant. I was telling Tawny before we started in that little video, did you see the giant cheese wheel where they dump the hot pasta in there and toss it? It's like, oh, I want that so bad.
We're now planning a trip together on the solstice to go eat the pasta wheel. No, this
That's
is
all I
really
want.
exciting. This is really exciting. So this is replacing La Petite Chef.
Yes, it certainly is. And it is traditional Italian dishes. You're going to swear Mama Rosa is back there in the kitchen cooking it herself. Maybe she is. But these are real photos. These are not renderings, like Tawny said. These are real photos of what has been done in this beautiful new dining venue. We have also brought on board our award-winning fine cut steakhouse that's replacing the Tuscan Grill. Now, this is a Forbes four-star restaurant at sea awarded steakhouse. Some of the best steaks you will ever eat. Have you tried it, Tawny?
Yes, I have. I was typing back there in the back. We had some questions coming in, but yes, Fine Cut is excellent. And I would like to point out, just because we travel with some friends a lot of times who are pescatarians or vegetarians, and they also love this restaurant. So it has a really nice variety in the menu. You can really expect some of your favorites. Of course, you have all the steaks, but there's fish options, there's chicken options, there's mashed potatoes, there's French fries, there's roasted potatoes, there's, everything you want. And if you want truffles, you're in good shape because there was a lot of truffle items on the menu. So this is a really, really lovely steakhouse. It's a nice addition.
Absolutely. Now, this is one of the big, exciting changes. Again, brand new venue. You will not find this anywhere else in the Celebrity Suite. If you're familiar with our Solstice series ships, this used to be Celebrity Central. It has been completely redesigned, reinvented. It's now the Boulevard Lounge. This will be what they're calling an always on venue. There'll always be something going on in here, whether it's the cruise director's staff doing some of their game shows, whether it's port talks. In the evening, it's really cool entertainment like dueling pianos, candlelight concerts. So lots and lots of things to love and enjoy about this new space. And you can see it's very intimate. It's nicely lit. I can't wait. I've not seen it in person yet, but my colleagues who have absolutely raved about it.
I'm excited too because Celebrity Central was it's such a gem of a place, but it had a little bit of that dated feel to it, like it needed that revamp. Now it feels like you're going to a comedy club or a jazz bar. So it's got that upgraded feeling with all the pillars and everything, and I can see the celebrity touches. But this is a great space. If you're not familiar, you never went to Celebrity Central, you can watch movies here sometime. Like they do it all day long, and there's always something really nice going on.
Amazing. You know what I always wish? I wish that I had been born long enough ago to go to the supper clubs that they used to have with the little lamps in the middle of the table, or the clubs like the on the Ricky and Lucy, and
Yes.
Ricky was always doing the show and everybody would be all dressed up. This kind of reminds me of that kind of a venue, just a
It
really
does. There's
intimate
a
environment.
there's a place
And
in Vegas too called Delilah's Supper Club that kind of has that feel.
oh,
And your
okay.
sister brand, Royal Caribbean, just put one on their new ships, The Legend of the Seas and Hero coming out. So very cool concept that's kind of coming around. It's got that feel to it, which is exciting. Someone just
Yeah.
also wrote in here that was a vibe.
I think retro is really appealing. I think we're all kind of thinking along those lines. This used to be Quasar, so it's right across the hall, if you will, from the Boulevard Bar and Lounge. And this is the parlor, is what they've decided to call it. It used to be Quasar. It has the sports bar vibe. You see the wall of big screen TVs playing all the marquee sporting events from all around the world. But as you see in the lower photo on the right hand side, there's an entire wall of board games from all around the world. Not just American board games, but from everywhere. There is a shuffleboard table in there. There's a pool table in there. You've got your checkers, your backgammon, your chess tables. So it's a great place, yes, to definitely watch your sporting events on TV, but also it's a great place for families or couples or groups to hang out, play cards. People are always looking for a comfortable space just to relax and spend time together.
We have a question about this. They want to know if there's going to be charges for the pool table or the skee ball and things like that.
No, no, no charges.
It's very exciting.
Maybe a little wait if other people are using it already.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, you get one of those two things when you come on a cruise, right? Like, if it's a really exciting venue that a lot of people want to use and there's a scarcity to it, then there's probably going to be a charge for it. But otherwise, you just have to be a little patient or just start making friends.
That's it. That's exactly right. And then we have completely redone Sunset Park. And I know Tawny and Julie had a big group a year or so ago where we utilized, it was Sunset, I'm sorry, it was the lawn club at that time with the live growing grass. And it was like, don't walk on the grass with your shoes on. Take your shoes off.
We
Only wear
did.
socks. Maybe go barefoot. You know, the live growing grass was just not guest friendly at all. So we've removed the grass, we've put in some artificial turf, we've added a lot more seating, we've added some beautiful cabanas. What are your thoughts on this, Tawny?
Well, first, I'm thinking back to the event just for some perspective for everyone. We had about 750 people, and we had to have the Rock Your Socks sail away party. It was a big event that we were planning with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the time. So it was the Rock Your Socks sail away because you couldn't damage the grass, and it was a very big deal. So this is a lovely upgrade for a lot of reasons. One being just the comfort for the staff on board to not have to maintain that grass because that's just such a complicated thing. But this is an excellent space. You can come up here, you can play some yard games. As you can see, it's got very comfortable furniture. But what I really like are the cabanas on the side. No, they're not free. You do have to rent those. But as you can see, they have like a television in there. You can spend a whole day. So picture yourself if you're sailing Alaska and you're going through Hubbard Glacier or Glacier Bay, having that whole space to yourself with some bar service, some nice snacks there. To have those opportunities. So I really like what you've done here because they used to face inside and now
Yeah,
they face outside. And I feel like it's just a great use of this space.
it is. And of course, when you rent those, you have a server that takes care of you all day. And when we're sailing in Alaska, you know, we are a premium brand. We don't make you check out your towels. And
And they
in,
don't charge you for the umbrellas. Someone just asked that.
yep,
No
yep.
charge for the umbrellas.
But where we have the towels out in Alaska, we also have stacks of blankets. So if you want to sit up there and love your cabana, you can pick up a pile of blankets and wrap up in your blankets and have your server bring you hot chocolate or whatever it is that would just make your day perfect. And you don't have to check out the blankets and you don't have to check out the towels. We know that you're not there to take unauthorized souvenirs.
I like how you put that.
And this is really exciting. We have added a few different things. First of all, we expanded our aqua class. So we've added more aqua class staterooms. We have expanded the dedicated aqua class restaurant Blue. It's significantly larger than it was because, of course, Blue is dedicated only to our aqua class guests. And so with more aqua class staterooms, we need more capacity in Blue. But we have also introduced some exciting new categories of suites and staterooms. So we've introduced the panoramic infinite veranda suite. So this is about 299 square feet. And if you're familiar with what an infinite veranda is, it's not the traditional veranda with the sliding glass door that you step out on, as you see in the photo right there. It is where the upper half of the window lowers with a push button. It lowers all the way down, and so then it becomes your balcony or your veranda railing. That's an infinite veranda. Those are particularly wonderful in Alaska, where it can be cold and blustery and sometimes even drizzly. Because you can sit there, you can lower that window, but you're not as exposed to the wind as you are when you step out on a traditional veranda. That is a piece of feedback that I've heard from a lot of people who have sailed with us to Alaska on our ships that offer those infinite verandas. Very, very popular. So that is a suite, the panoramic infinite veranda suite. We've also added the deluxe and the regular panoramic ocean view suite. Now, it is a suite, but ocean view means there's nothing that opens to the outside. So you have beautiful panoramic windows to look through, but there is no veranda, either traditional nor infinite. Those also sleep too. Then we've added the horizon suites. Now, I believe there are 8 of these on multiple decks, and they're on the forward corners, if you will, of the ship. There's one on the forward port and one on the forward starboard. They sleep four. There's 628 to 680 square feet, so they're nice and large. They do have a veranda that you can enjoy. So those are the three categories of suites. Now keep in mind with suites, those automatically include premium beverage package, premium Wi-Fi, dedicated butler service, access to all the dedicated exclusive retreat areas. So that would be the retreat sun deck, the retreat lounge, and Lumine, the retreat restaurant. So lots to love there. And then we did also introduce the deluxe and the standard panoramic ocean view stateroom. So these are not suites, but these are staterooms that have the big panoramic windows to enjoy the view. So those are our new categories.
I've had recently quite a few kind of requests for people who are like, I don't want a veranda to go out, I just want fresh air. And I feel like having that infinite is such a great opportunity for them. Or if you decide to go on the ship, maybe you are bringing a family, you have the option for the suite with just the window, so you don't have that balcony, which I know kind of worries some of the moms sometimes. So it's really nice to have those options. And if anyone is not familiar with Blue, please come talk to me or just Aqua Class in general. It's such a unique offering in the premium market, and I book it every single time for myself. Like I'll book the retreat pretty often because it's really lovely, and I have gotten spoiled. You know, once you book something, you don't tend to go backwards. But when we're going with friends, for instance, or just going in a group, we love the Aqua Class because Blue has such an expanded menu. It has its own menu that rotates every day, but also when you're in there, you can also order from some of the main dining room offerings as well. So it just kind of gives you some more variety, adds a little options, and it's got a traditional vibe to dining. Um, I started cruising, some people here know me. I started cruising when I was very young, and it was when the waiters would know your name and what you're going to order every night and, your favorite drink and all those kind of things. And I always loved that about cruising. So now when we go and we're in Blue, we get to know our waiter. They see us every day. They're like, let us bring your coffee, let us bring it gives you that more personalized experience that sometimes you can lose when you get to these big ships now. So I really love Aqua Class and Blue.
And
If
we probably
nobody
should mention the other things that are included with Aqua Class besides Blue.
Yes. So you also have the thermal suite access. So that's going to be your saunas, depending on which ship you're on, because all of them are different. But Solstice, I think, was one of the first ships that built one of the big spas. So this class of ship is excellent to be in Aqua because you have really nice facilities in the spa. And also it has upgraded things like an upgraded when you're checking in on the ship, you have a dedicated line. So you have a little bit more service as you go as well. It's some upgraded menu items, as you can see, for like breakfast. They really take care of you in the Aqua class.
Yeah, and you've got a yoga mat if you want to do some yoga in your stateroom. You've got some complimentary fitness classes. So it's a really, really nice package, I think. So then, speaking of suites and access to the retreat areas, we have completely redone the retreat sun deck. So now, if anybody has sailed with us on an Edge series vessel before, you can see that this now has the same look and feel of the retreat sun deck on an Edge series vessel. It's got the beautiful loungers, it has the comfortable, I don't know what you call those, day beds, I guess, the big round
Yeah.
ones. I love those. It's got a lovely hot tub. So it's really, really beautiful. And of course, we always have servers out here because you do have the premium beverage package. So we want to make sure that you get to use it as much as you would like, whether you're using it for cocktails or sodas or sparkling water or whatever it is. Our servers are there, fancy coffees from Il Baccio. Our servers are there to take care of you. And then, well, I didn't mention we do have the dedicated retreat restaurant called Lumine with the menus curated by Chef Daniel Boulud. He's a 4 Michelin star chef, one of the most well-known chefs. Matter of fact, I've been recently obsessed with Top Chef, and he shows up every season, as one of the guest judges on one of the episodes. Very, very famous chef. He's our global culinary ambassador, and he not only curates the menu in Lumine, but he also has his own restaurant on our Edge series vessel. It's called Le Voyage by Daniel Boulud. And then
It's
we
so
do
good.
also have the beautiful retreat lounge. So moving on to what the ship is doing. Did we have any other questions about anything we've talked about so far? Or you've been
I was just going to tell you, we have quite a few questions, but I think we'll get to them at the end because they're all
Okay.
good and I want to answer them live. So if you have a
Okay.
question in the Q&A right now, just hang tight for a few minutes and we'll get to you.
Perfect, perfect. So the solstice was renewed earlier this year. She briefly touched on Asia before making her crossing over to Alaska. Right now, she is doing 7 night, what we call a closed loop out of Vancouver. That means she begins and ends in Vancouver. And that's what she will do through September. And by the way, we do still have some availability. If you are so excited and you want to go sail on this ship, in Alaska this summer, by all means, talk to Tawny ASAP. We're going to
Two
tell you
things.
why at the end of this. What?
Two things. I have two things to say there. Number
Okay.
one is hang tight because if you're going to book 2026, we have quite a deal for
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Number two is Vancouver is, if you're from Seattle, please close your ears because I love Seattle, but Vancouver is my favorite. So I love that you're cruising out of Vancouver. I think it just is such a great Alaska experience to add
Such a
that
cool
Vancouver
city.
stop. So, yes,
Yeah.
if you're going to book 2026, whether it be this or the Asia sailings or the Grand Voyage, we're going to get into all of that here in just a minute, but we have quite a deal coming for you.
Yeah, you do. But when she finishes up in September, this is what she's doing next. And I'm going to ask Tawny to take it away here.
Some of you might know. We do these sometimes. We put them together for you. We call them grand voyages or, special passages. These are combined itineraries because it's a rare opportunity where a cruise is not going to do the same itinerary over and over. It's going to transition from place to place to place. So you can get on the ship in Vancouver. You can do a 7 night Alaska. Then it'll sail from Vancouver down to Hawaii. So you have 9 nights going down to Hawaii. Nice little relaxing time, and then do the Hawaiian Islands. From there, you're going to head off from Hawaii down to Tahiti and Fiji. So then you hit that South Pacific. From there, pop over to New Zealand, pop over to Australia, go back to some South Pacific islands, get an Australia cruise in, and then head over to Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam. So literally, you can hit the entire Pacific if you have the time for it. But if you don't, you can combine 1, 2, 3 sailings here and make a really spectacular itinerary. So these are great opportunities to try a little variety of destinations on one trip. If you can be gone for long periods of time, these are absolutely spectacular.
Totally. And for every two that you book back to back, you do get $100 savings for the combined voyage discount. So it's a little bit, every little something helps, right? And
Well,
if you decide to do that last segment, the 15-night Thailand and Vietnam holiday, you've got a double overnight in Hong Kong, including New Year's Eve. So that is going to be so spectacular.
the
And
fireworks.
then if you want to, you can stay on board and just keep on going because then she's going to do the rest of the season in Asia. You can see here Vietnam, Thailand, back down to Australia, Fiji, Trans Pacific, Hawaii. So she's now, with that, she's on her way back to Alaska for the next thing we're going to talk about. And by the way, Asia is such a high demand destination right now. If this looks appealing to you, I urge you so strongly, get in touch with Tawny and Julie and their team because these sailings are really filling up. I mean, they're super, super popular. But then when she finishes up in Asia, she's coming back over to Alaska. But instead of doing a 7 night closed loop out of Vancouver, she's going to be doing a 7 night, what we call an open jaw. That means beginning and ending in different places. And she's going to be going back and forth between Seward and Vancouver. So she'll be doing 7 night southbound cruises out of Seward, 7 night northbound cruises out of Vancouver. And these are the sailings that have the option of being bundled with a beautiful, wonderful cruise tour. So that's a 7 night sailing plus a land excursion, varying duration, varying destinations on land. We have a number of different cruise tour packages to talk about. So I know, Tawny, you had a lot of insight you wanted to share about Alaska in general and the cruise tour specifically.
So Alaska is just one of those places that's really special to me. I've been 6 times now. I go as often as I can. I really love it there. But the best itineraries are the open-jawed ones. So I always tell people you go from Seattle or even round trip from Vancouver, you're going to spend a little more time at sea, a little less time in port. This is the best way to see all of Alaska because you have the coast down in the southeast that's only accessible by cruise ship. You can't just fly from port to port to port and visit these places. It's just not at all remotely convenient or an option for you. But if you take these cruises, you can either start or end in Vancouver, which is lovely. As I said, it's one of my favorite cities. You get Hubbard Glacier, which in my opinion is one of the most impressive glaciers. I've been to Glacier Bay, I've done Hubbard, I've done Sawyer Glacier. I've seen quite a few. I like Hubbard Glacier the best personally because when the ice falls, it rumbles and the whole ground shakes, and it's got that really wow factor. Glacier Bay is beautiful. It's all scenery, but Hubbard Glacier really has that like ice wall that kind of blows you away. And then if you haven't done the inland, there are a variety. There's like 8 different places you can explore on the inland portion. I've been to all of them except for 2. I haven't been to Homer and I haven't been to Sitka. Those are the only 2. But our team is well equipped. All of us have done Alaska many times. We want to help you get to all the right places for you because there's so much adventure in Alaska. So I love that it's southbound and northbound. The one-way trips in Alaska are absolutely the best itineraries, and now you can do it on basically a brand new ship. So if you are planning to go to Alaska, this is the cruise you should take.
Absolutely. And I haven't been to Alaska 6 times. I've only been twice, but I tell you, it's one of my favorite places in the world. It's just so beautiful. The air, it smells better than any air I've ever smelled in my entire life. It's like crisp, clean, mulchy, piney. It just
Hmm.
fabulous. And I do want to mention that if you are a train enthusiast, on our Alaska cruise tours, we have the 2-story glass dome Wilderness Express. And every cruise tour includes at least one segment on our Wilderness Express train, which is one of the most highly rated aspects of the cruise tour. With the 7-night cruise, if you do cruise only, you're going to see barely more than 6% of Alaska because Alaska is so vast. So if you're going and you don't have some compelling reason why you cannot be gone for longer than 7 nights, I really urge you to do the cruise tour, go into the interior of Alaska, see the animals, the scenery, the mountains. I mean, it's just breathtaking. And most of us are not going to be like Tawny and get to go there 6 times in our lives. So see as much as you can when you go.
You can, absolutely. And give our team a call because we really take Alaska very seriously. It's a passion for all of us. And if you're not familiar with where you should go on the land tour, because there's a lot of variation. It can be overwhelming. Work with our team. We're going to help you find the perfect itinerary for you that gets all you want, help you kind of understand what you're going to experience in each destination, how you're going to get there, what the train is like, what you can expect as far as luggage movement. Like these are well thought out, well designed trips that you can just show up for. They're going to really hold your hand. So it looks overwhelming on paper, but just let us help you manage that and you'll understand that it's going to be the best vacation you've had.
And like she said, on a ship that's practically brand new. So, will you want to tell them,
Yes.
what's the big deal right now?
Why you should book 2026 right now. Yes.
Now.
So we have a couple different offers for the solstice, but we have one that's very time sensitive. So we wanted to make sure we press the urgency of this one for you. Right now, any of your 2026 sailings, so this will be anything sailing from July 18th through December 31st of this year, that includes the solstice, but also any other ship sailing. It is, well, except for the Galapagos and the Transocean sailings. Those are the 2 options that not. But free gratuities, real free gratuities for you. I know some people wait all year to have these promotions. So we're really excited about having the free gratuities plus an additional $100 onboard credit for these bookings. So that is only going to be available for 2026 sailings through tomorrow. So that's going to be today and tomorrow we can get those books. But don't worry, I know some of you are like, I don't want to book 2026. I don't want to book 2027 or 2028. There's no worries. We actually do have some other extended offers and some exclusive savings that we're also going to put out tomorrow for you. So if you want to sail in 2027 or 2028, there are several sailings with free gratuities, plenty of sailings with $100 of onboard credit. We'll send everything over to you. But now's the time. Basically, what we're telling you is,
So
especially if you're going to book 2026, you got to call us by tomorrow. Gratuities, just so you know, are $18 per day per person for standard rooms, $18.50 per person per day for aqua and concierge, and $23 per person per day for a retreat. So we are talking about significant savings. So, like for instance, if you're going to do the grand voyage that sails all
Woo!
the way through, you just saved yourself $18 to $23 per day for 6 months. Um,
Whoa.
really, really exciting deals there for you guys. So make sure if you're going to book Solstice or if you're looking for celebrity, you're paying attention to our emails over the next few days and booking by tomorrow to get this exclusive offer.
Absolutely. And just by the way, as long as your booking is created tomorrow, you don't necessarily have to put the deposit on it tomorrow. You do have to deposit pretty quickly after that, but you can at least call in, talk to your travel advisor, get your booking created so that you meet that deadline, and then, you can buy yourself maybe 24 to 48 hours. But yeah,
That was a pro tip for anyone who needs that. You give us a call, say, okay, we're going to start the planning process, put it on hold today with the gratuities offer, and then we can help you get that wrapped up in the next 24 to 48 hours.
I'm a value loving girl,
Love me a clearance rack. You can always find me there. We have a lot of great
So
questions. We have
let's
over
do it.
9 questions. So some of our questions are about the different classes ship makes over. So everyone's excited about the solstice, but I'm
Yes.
hearing some are like, when is the Caribbean going to get a ship that gets renewed? So I believe you have some news about the reflection.
Well, I think I have some news about the reflection. You know how it is when you're in a major corporation and you're answering to shareholders and capital improvement committees and all those things, so
Yep.
there is nothing that is written in stone. But I have heard rumblings on the horizon that the Reflection, which is our ship that does the 3 and 4 night itineraries for the most part out of Fort Lauderdale, and she's a sister ship to the Solstice, may or may not be going into dry dock after the first of the year for similar renovations. But again, that is not written in stone. It's rumblings that we're hearing, but no major announcement has been made. So, but we have our fingers crossed because, the Solstice Renew project was the promise of the Solstice Renew project was one Solstice series vessel per year for 5 years until they've all been done. So, on the subject of the reflection, by the way, I do want to mention that the reflection this year in September and October is doing a little mini season of 6 and 8 night itineraries.
Hmm. With
So
free gratuities.
Yep, free gratuities. And so if you like the 6 8s versus the 3 4s out of Fort Lauderdale, the easiest airport in the world to fly in and out of, so close to the cruise port, your transfer is like 10 minutes to get from the airport to the ship. Definitely worth your consideration. And the Reflection is a beautiful, beautiful ship. I mean, I just find her, you know, classically decorated. I've never walked on board that ship and thought, "Oh, this is dated." No, it's
Hmm.
beautiful. Like I'm excited for the new venues, particularly if it happens. I must qualify, but yeah, she's a beautiful ship. I wouldn't hesitate to book her tomorrow.
Absolutely, I agree. We book her all the time. We do a lot of events and groups and things like that because the weekend sailings are just so convenient. And she's got a lot of the spaces that we just talked about. You've got the Celebrity Central, which is the movie theater. It doesn't look as good as it does in this new one because this is all brand new and it looks like a beautiful supper club. But it has all those great venues and they still look great and they're awesome. And with all the investments you're making into the Solstice class, I think we can expect to see more of this coming along. You have all the brand new, beautiful new ships that are just doing so well, and all of your other ships are getting some of the top scores. So, really excited to see a little extra love being put into some already loved ships that are
Yes.
fan favorites. So, there was a question about the Equinox as well. I haven't heard anything about the Equinox. Have you heard any rumblings about
I
that?
have not. I sure haven't.
Okay. I have not either. Um,
Let me
we had a
see.
couple,
I wanted to
you
look.
look that up and I'll answer a couple of these other questions.
Yeah. When was she renovated?
It
She
was,
was revolutionized in 2019.
that's what
Equinox
I
was done
thought.
in 2019. So I would, if I were a guessing woman, I would say she would be one of the later ones.
I would guess so as well. And there was The Equinox one, do you remember when it went into the dry dock? It was at the same time that the crane had ran into the oasis at
Oh
the
my
sea.
gosh. I was with Royal when the crane ran into the Oasis. That was fun.
So they had to share the ship dock schedule to get those repairs done right away. Hopefully she has better luck on the next run.
I hope so.
Okay, so two questions about the promotion, and then we have another couple questions about the ships. One
Okay.
is, can you get the perks if you are already booked? Unfortunately, no. This is a new reservation only promotion. A lot of this, that's how almost all free gratuity offers go. They're all for new reservations. So you can't apply them to an existing booking. But what you can do is book another cruise with them. Hopefully that works out for you if you have another one to add, or wait for the next run,
Yeah.
which we don't know when that will be. These are very sporadic and random, which is why we're
Those
pressing the urgency for you. Don't miss it if you're going to book 2026.
those free gratuity offers are few and far between. Few and far between. So yeah, this you're not likely to see this again soon for sure.
Agreed. Someone asked if it would apply to the holiday cruise on the Eclipse. Absolutely. As long as it sails between July 18th and December 31st is when you have to get on the ship. That will apply for the free gratuities promotion. So if you're looking at a holiday cruise, it's an excellent time to book it. I know a lot of people plan last minute this year. We're seeing a lot more last minute reservations coming in. So it's like the booking trend is really interesting because it's don't book, and then everybody books all at once. Then it went
Yep.
from like nothing to sold out in 30 days. So keep that in mind when you're booking. It's a good time to start looking because people are getting more serious about the holidays.
Absolutely. And if you're talking about holidays and you're talking about a multi-generational family, let's remember that's a lot of people, free gratuities, ka-ching, 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 if you do it
$18,
tomorrow.
$18. We had somebody who just asked about the slides in the staterooms. So just so everyone knows, we didn't put them in, but I do want to talk about them, and I'm really glad you brought them up. Thank you, Cliff. Um, the staterooms were all renovated, so they look very similar to the other ones. So we didn't include lots of pictures because we didn't want it to be confusing. But it's got all new carpet, it's got all new bedding, it's got all the new stuff in it. They put new USB and USB chargers by the bed, so kind of solve that electronics problem that you can sometimes have with the older ships that I get in the reflection sometimes. So
Yeah.
all upgraded, but they look very similar. It's the very beautiful color scheme of like the light like beiges and pearl colors and sand colors with pretty accent pieces. So you can expect them to be very refreshed in the same, but we didn't include lots of pictures so we didn't confuse anybody. Are there options for solo guests? I'm assuming you're specifically meaning on the solstice, so we'll address it that way.
And it really kind of for the most part applies throughout the fleet. But we don't build our ships with specific areas for solo guests. We do have a few scattered here and there solo berths in the fleet, but for the most part, it will typically be a solo guest booking a double occupancy stateroom. And so with that, we do have the full single supplement. So you're paying for yourself and the other guest who is not there. And our revenue team really keeps a strict limit on how many staterooms can be booked as solos, even paying that full single supplement. So it's something that if you want to sail as a solo, you definitely want to book early, book in advance, because once we hit that limit of how many staterooms can be booked, as solos, the revenue team will not allow any more. So that's something you really want to get out ahead of if you want to do that.
And keep in mind, if you're looking at something like the solstice that's doing predominantly itinerary based, like very destination specific, Alaska, Hawaii, French Polynesia, Australia, Asia, these are all really, really popular destinations that are seasonal. So what ends up happening is like Asia's almost sold out. You're not going to find a good solo rate on that right now because it's almost sold out and the occupancy is really high. If you're going on a sailing that's maybe a little less popular, you might have better luck. But for the most part, you just kind of have to understand they're going to sell all the rooms they can and then figure out kind of what to do with the ones that are left over if there are solo opportunities. And Manuela, just a quick note because this is really important in case anyone is leaving, because I know we're at close to the end. You can only get this booking through our travel agency. So you cannot call Celebrity Direct and get this reservation with the free
Nope.
gratuities. That's with Create Your Cruise only. So you see the phone number on your screen right now. Make sure if you want to book this promotion, you're giving us a call there so that we can get that applied for you because Celebrity won't know what you're talking about.
No, literally Create Your Cruise was hand selected by one of our national account managers in Florida as the agency to receive this offer. We hold them in very, very high esteem. They're a very, very highly valued agency to us. And so we're offering this exclusively to you, their clients, only through them.
Thank you. We love you. Okay, so we have another couple of good questions that relate to the rooms and the technology. So we have two people. One wants to know about the size of the showers. So if you're a larger person, the suites have really lovely showers. So I think I mentioned earlier in this thing that we took the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a cruise and we brought about 8 players with us. And that was quite an interesting challenge because they are big guys.
Big
Big
guy.
guys. So the answer is not a simple one. You can't book just a regular room and think if you're a football player size guy, it's not going to be super comfortable, though it was slightly doable for most of them. But if you move up into some of those larger suites, you're going to have much larger shower opportunities for you. But I think one guy actually did have to take a shower at the spa because he was so big. It was
That's the example I always use when people ask about the shower sizes. I'm like, well, we had an NFL team on board and those guys were so big.
so big, and we made it work. They did good. They all got to take showers. Um, One other note for you, if you're checking out YouTube, I'll give a little shout out to our friends over at Har Travel. I'm sure if anyone has ever Googled a YouTube video on a ship, you've seen the Har Travel. He is about 6'7". So he gets in the showers to show you where they are. So if you're on YouTube browsing around Mitch, check out his videos as well because he will give you a really good point of reference there for if you're going to be able to fit or not.
Love it. Good old Dan.
It is a difficult challenge to overcome on a ship, but it's getting better because all the new ships have much larger showers that are really comfortable. But when we're working with some of the hardware that was built, 15, 20 years ago, a little more challenging.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. What else we
There was a
got?
question about an umbrella. So the umbrellas I think come in aqua class and above. Is that right? I know
Oh,
that's
you mean in your
in the
stateroom?
room. Hmm.
I was in concierge class on the Edge last August, and we had an umbrella. Um,
Okay.
and you also get that nice complimentary tote bag too. I love
Yes.
that. Um,
So try concierge and above to get the
yeah,
umbrella.
yeah,
But especially important when you're in Alaska and actually Asia, because you might hit one of those rainy seasons there.
yeah.
What
And I
what
always
add-ons?
say pack a
Hmm,
nice little disposable, lightweight rain jacket type of thing, because in Alaska you just never know.
it's true. It's true. Unfortunately, the Asia season is in the nice well, I'm gonna say comfortable season because that's a relative term for everybody. But it's coming into that December, January, February, March timeframe when the weather is much more comfortable for touring because come May, June, July, it starts to get 100 plus over in that Vietnam and Thailand and Malaysia
Steamy.
area. Yeah. And it's steamy. That's a good way to describe it. It
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
even if you live in Florida like I do, Singapore is not the same kind of humidity.
Nope.
It's good to go at that time. Is Celebrity considering technology similar to the Princess Medallion? I would say no,
Um,
because
I haven't really heard anything about that. I mean, the Princess Medallion, that's the thing that like unlocks your door and stuff, right? Yeah.
yeah, so it's got a lot of functionality to it. I would say you wouldn't expect to see that at a lot of cruise lines yet, because I think Princess trademarked a lot of it. Um, so it is great technology. I'd love for you guys to take it, but you don't have it yet, and I don't think it's on the books for right now.
Well, we have best in class entertainment, so I don't need
Yeah,
no medallion.
don't worry. You won't really miss it. You'll be fine. And the app, I have to say the app works really well for Celebrity. So you can't order drinks from it and they'll bring it to you like with the medallion, but you can you can get around and get
But if
information
you're in
very
a
quick.
suite, you can use our butler messaging service and you can get your butler to bring your drink to you. So there's that.
As they do. They text you, "Can we get you anything?"
See?
I love this group. We have such an interactive group over here. What
Love it.
add-ons come in Aqua Classroom? We went through that just a little bit, but you get upgraded check-in, priority embarkation, and special line. You're going to have the ability to put some things in your room like yoga mats or a foam roller. You're going to be able to eat at Blue for breakfast and dinner every day, and those are specialized menus with upgraded food options. You can also order from the regular dining rooms in Blue, so if you want a little variety, you could do that. And then you're also going to have that complimentary access to the spa thermal areas. So that's your sauna.
Love
Some of them have
that.
salt rooms, some of them have steam rooms, some of them have the rainfall showers. So
Yeah,
every
those
ship's a little bit
heated
different.
thermal loungers. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I
It's
always
like
fall
one
asleep on it.
giant heating pad.
Yeah, so great. I love those.
Agreed. Is Celebrity ever going to be sailing in the Indian Ocean?
Well, I would have to talk to our deployment team about that. And I will tell you, I would not want their job because they have so many different factors that they have to take into account. Really, the biggest one is how many ships we have. Like, we've got so many places we want to go, but we need more ships to be able to to do it all.
It's true because if you're going into the Indian Ocean, you have to kind of think about it. You're probably transiting from Europe over into Asia, and your ships are coming from South Pacific up into
Yeah,
Asia. So unlikely in the next couple of years to see that happen, but who knows? Because the Indian Ocean, it goes through phases of being really popular and then kind of not as popular depending on the transiting.
yeah,
All right, Le Petit Chef.
yes,
So the La Petite Chef experience will no longer be available on the Solstice. So if
correct,
you are looking to do that, it's now the Trattoria, so it's the Italian restaurant, and it does not have a La Petite Chef experience.
correct. But we have it on other ships. If you
Yep.
love the Petite Chef, you can sail on many other ships and have that experience.
It's so funny because you and I were just talking about that, and I was saying I love La Petite Chef, but there's only so many times I want to do it, and so I
Yeah,
like that there's a little diversity across the fleet in that restaurant because the restaurant itself has some great options, like the La Petite Chef. Why the name is escaping me right now, but on the Edge class, it has the best lunch when it's just the little cafe. It has the soup bowls and the bread bowls and things. It's so good. So no La Petite Chef on here, but bistro. Yes, thank you, Manuela.
I
Um,
was thinking cuisine because there was one that used to be cuisine and it was
yes.
cuisine and Le Petit Chef, but I know that's not what you were going for.
No, yeah, cuisine was the one where you ordered off the iPads and it was like
Yeah,
tapas style.
yeah.
So we're just seeing new cycles. It's very exciting to see new restaurant options come in and then they'll change over the next 10 years or so.
And that's the thing about Celebrity and Royal Caribbean Group in general is that we're always innovating. We're always the innovator, not the imitator. So you'll see like we're going to keep trying things and some of them are going to be big hits and some of them less big hits and we'll keep on trying things and when the ship goes in for dry dock we might change something over. I mean that's just it's what keeps it fresh and keeps it interesting and exciting and why people keep coming back to us year after year.
It's true. It is. Yes, you have such a loyal clientele. I'm one of them.
Oh, we love that.
All right, we've made it through. Oh, wait.
Oh,
Is the
yeah.
Millennium coming back one day to the States?
Again, that would be a
To be
question for our
determined.
deployment team. Yeah, those folks down there in Miami. I don't even know how they do it all. Maybe they have like a big giant map with little like pins and strings and I don't know.
I was gonna say we could invite them on a webinar, but I don't think we would like learning about the process,
No, sometimes it's better to just eat the soup than find out how it's made.
right? Sorry that we don't have a better answer to that, but perfect. Okay, everyone, you have been such a fantastic audience. Thank you so much. I hope we got everybody's questions answered and everybody is ready to book their Celebrity Solstice. Excited. Everyone seems really excited about the new innovation. So,
Uh,
give us a call. We're happy to help you. Jenny, as always, thanks for doing a great and fun presentation with me. I love presenting with you.
Thank you for having me. You're my favorite partner.
Mine too. We will see you all next week. Next week, we'll be talking about Regent. So, everyone, have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everyone.